Okay, last night, Yvonne and I went to a Dead South concert. Now, normally when we do a concert review, we do it together, but we had two different experiences. So I'll leave it up to her as to whether or not she does a video. I can't see her doing a video by herself, but again, it was a different experience for me than for her. And since it's Friday, she's on the road to Vancouver and back, so it'll be a while. So I might as well do my best to impart some stuff about last night. First off, the ticket said the show started at 8. So it's a good thing I double checked before we left. The show was then slated to start at 9:30. We got there at around 8 o'clock. And the show started, or actually it was about 8:30 when we got in there. And because the lineup was crazy. And then the show actually started at 9. So I was having flashbacks to our experience in Seattle, where we were really, even though it was Seether, we were going to see the Dead Deads, and the ticket said that the show started at 7:30, and they started the set at 7. This is something that I'm not sure if this rests with Ticketmaster, or if this is just something that people running shows decide, or if it's the bands themselves, or what it is. But when you've got a start time, I mean, I can't imagine going to a movie. All right, we're going to get a ticket. Okay, so we buy our ticket. It's the 7:30 start time. The movie started at 7 o'clock. Now, in movies, in reality, you've got 20 minutes of trailers to sit through and a lot of snoring to do before you get anywhere near a movie. But I digress. The concert itself, it's tough for me because anybody who's followed me knows I like metal. And I do have a list on my phone of what I think are the best videos, and I'm going to do that video list soon. I'm working on it. I went through the comment section on that video. I've gone through and I've relented on Nirvana. I've agreed that fine, I'll put "Smells Like Teen Spirit" on the list of the greatest videos of all time. But you know, I'm not a country fan, so the first two bands that we saw were kind of that. The second act was definitely more, and I don't remember the names on them, and I'm sorry. There was a folk feel to the first guy who was there by himself, and he was good. And that's the thing, is that these are acts that are good. They're good on their own, but I wouldn't pay to go and see them on their own. And then Dead South came out. Dead South came out at, I want to say, 10:45, maybe 11 o'clock. Now, there was another side to this as well. We found a spot to park, and it was underneath the Vancouver courthouse, which is right across the street from where the concert was, which was at the Commodore. Great. But the elevator is no longer accessible at midnight. Midnight and beyond, the elevator's not accessible. The concert started at 9. I said, okay, well, good. 2.5 hours should be good to get 3 acts in, and we should be good. Dead South didn't get off the stage until 12:40. Now, in between 10:45 and 12:40, my feet were dead. So, and then it was really kind of, because it's general admission, it was really uncomfortably close to a lot of people. There was a lot of drinking going on as well, which is totally, it's a concert. That's what people do, and I get it. And it's Vancouver, and people in Vancouver love to drink. I've been to hockey games, I've been to other concerts, and it's just, and it's not just a Vancouver thing, it's everywhere. So I'm not trying to cast shade on Vancouver people. I understand that's part and parcel of going to concerts. But I don't really enjoy all of that. I don't enjoy feeling claustrophobic. And I had people right up next to me, right up behind me. And not only that, but, you know, I'm holding hands with Yvonne. I'm right next to her, and I've got people pushing between us. And there was even a guy who's like, yeah, coming through. Sorry, it's the only spot. I'm looking around, I'm like, it's because I'm shorter. That's why you guys are pushing through, the two of us, because we're shorter. So at some point I said to her, I said, I got to go sit down. Well, there was nowhere to sit down. They were at capacity, which is around 1,000 people, and there was just nowhere to sit. There wasn't really anywhere to sit. That didn't take me out of the sight line of Yvonne. I wanted to make sure I could see her, so that if she turned around, she could see that I was still there. You know, 12 o'clock came and went. The concert was done at around 12:40, 12:45, which I think is very, very late. And it's frustrating to me because, you know, if this concert had been at 8 o'clock and had been done at 11:40, we would have been able to get back into the underground parking through the courthouse rather than walk around. And walking around was about a block, maybe a block and a half. And it was, you know, middle of the night, and it's Vancouver. And Vancouver, there's some parts of Vancouver that you may not want to be in the middle of the night. And yeah, so that was frustrating. And then, of course, because of the hockey channel that I do, I have to do review videos. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to go home, go to sleep, and then do the review video at like 8 in the morning. It's not going to get any hits. So I'll do it in the middle of the night. So I got it done. But by the time I went to bed, it was 4:30 in the morning. And it's a relation to that concert. Now, they played all the songs that Yvonne wanted to hear. There are a few songs of theirs that are clever and fun, and they played the ones that I recognize. It's not my thing. Bluegrass is really not my thing. But, you know, I know she had fun. Part of the reason that I stepped away was because I thought, you know, I'm starting to get miserable now. I've got somebody behind me resting their beer on my shoulder. I don't like that. I've got this person here screaming and yelling every 2 seconds. We're 5 feet from the band. I think they can hear you. So, you know, and seriously, we were 5 feet from the band. It was you know, very, very fun experience for her that way. And so I stepped away. I did the best thing I could do. The one takeaway I had, though, and I keep coming back to this, is it just feels like concerts, you know, 4 hours for a concert feels long. It does. And I understand there's going to be fans of Dead South that say, I had a great time. Awesome. But, and I kind of felt like I was there as a chaperone. Maybe that's why I put on the Halloween Jack shirt that my wife made me, and it's October, so I figured I might as well throw this on for an Entertainment Guy video. Yeah, she made me this last week. And don't ask me where all the shirts go, because I got all these jerseys sitting here, and then she's making me all these fun shirts too. So I don't know. But she did make herself a Sally shirt, so I have a funny feeling this is for Halloween night that we're going to be going out in these shirts, which is fine. But yeah, it was a fun concert for the people that were there. I have a funny feeling she really enjoyed herself. For me personally, the way I'll put it is this. You know, I've gone to 2 Rammstein concerts. Both Rammstein concerts ended at around 11 o'clock. Both Rammstein concerts, including the one opening act, and they both had one opening act, took roughly 2.5 hours. And that was kind of perfect. There was no overstaying their welcome. I didn't see anybody bored. I did see some people leave early from both Rammstein concerts because there were people that come in just for the curiosity factor. And then they leave when the curiosity's done. Or they leave when Du Hast is done. So like, oh, I know that song. That's the only song of theirs I know. I'm out of here. Sort of like our first date when we went to Five Finger Death Punch. And once they played Bad Company, people cleared out. And I'm like, seriously, about a third of the crowd left after Bad Company? But even that night, and there were 4 bands, I'm pretty sure it didn't take 4 hours. I don't think that one took 4 hours. And I don't think that when we got out of that concert, it was past midnight. It just, it really makes for a very long night, because we left here at, I want to say 7 o'clock to get there for 8 o'clock, because it takes, when you're not in rush hour, it takes between 49 and 52 minutes to get to downtown Vancouver. Rush hour, that turns into an hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes the highway's closed because of a major accident, especially on a Friday like today, and that's what Yvonne's been stuck in, and I feel bad for her, because you know, it would take 49 minutes or less, depending on which route you take, but it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours, because it's Friday rush hour. But last night, that was the one godsend. The other tricky thing for me was yesterday is that I didn't eat before the concert. I was going to eat when I got there. No, I wasn't, because I had nowhere to sit. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just wait till the concert's done. We'll eat on the way home. Dude, that was a bad idea. That was a really, really, really bad call. So here we are. You know, it's a day later, and I'm really, really overtired, and it leaves me in a position where I don't know that I would go again. I don't know that if I saw a concert at the Commodore that starts at 8, 9 o'clock that I wouldn't say, pass. We've got 3 Days Grace coming up in December here in Abbotsford. We're going to that. And I'm excited about that. That should be fun. But we've also got Letterkenny, which is at the Orpheum, which is right next door to where we were last night. The difference is, because it's a comedy set, I can't see that taking 4 hours. You can't laugh for 4 hours. Those guys are damn funny. You can't laugh for 4. You can't. So there you go. It was a night. If you're a fan of Dead South, last night was fantastic for you guys, because they played all the hits, and they even played a couple of songs that aren't on CDs that people have available yet, which is why the band has some fun stuff, and hopefully they get a CD released really soon, because they're fun, and they're more palatable to me than country music. But there's a lot of things that are more palatable to me than country music. And yeah, so there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. And I know this is different from other concert reviews I've done, but I didn't feel like doing one on the van on the way home last night because I was really angry. I was really angry at how late that concert went, how long that concert went, and it just drove me nuts. So maybe it's just concerts in general are getting longer and longer. I don't know. Because again, I went to Slipknot, which was 4 bands, and I don't remember that being 4 hours. But at the very least, we weren't out at midnight out of Slipknot either. Slipknot, I'm pretty sure we were out at 11 o'clock. Okay, there you go. Let me know your thoughts as always. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.